Before I begin, I want you to listen closely and tell me what sound you hear. This, of course, is a Koosh ball. And I want you to listen again. The reason I bring that up is because the name of the Koosh ball comes from the sound it makes when you toss it. And this might be a little bit better representation of that. And this is actually, when I was a kid, I had a Koosh ball, I think like most kids in the 80s and 90s. This is usually what I would do with it. I would kind of, almost like a yo-yo in a way, because there was always a couple of these bands here, that filaments, I think they're technically called, that were looped so that you could put it on your finger and kind of almost like a paddle ball, I guess would be more accurate. But apparently that sound is Koosh. So I acquired these recently from a flea market, and I couldn't pass them up. I think the guy said he wanted like $3 a piece, and I said I will take all 4 of them. This is all he had, and they're all different. So you can see there's different color schemes for each one. So the Koosh ball was invented in 1987. You can see here the copyright 1987 for the ball, the package 1994. So obviously this one was, a little bit, 7 years after they were invented. But apparently, and I was reading this, an article online, and it was talking about how when it was first invented, the guy quit his job because he knew it was a hit, and a lot of people thought it was dumb, but they took off, and they obviously sold millions of these things. Later, it was now it's owned by Hasbro. So the guy made quite a bit of money, and I guess apparently the story goes that he found it was harder for a little kid to catch a ball, but this was easier for a kid to catch. Now, this is obviously a mini Koosh. That's kind of what you saw here. The regular ones are, a little bit more, almost like tennis ball sized, I would guess. They've made keychains. If you remember Koosh Kens, they were Koosh balls with a face on them. And actually, fun fact, Archie Comics made a mini-series based upon the Koosh Kens, which is kind of weird. So interesting. I got these for less than what they retailed for. They retailed for $3.98 plus tax back in 1994 when I was 11 years old. I got them for $3 a piece. So I'm going to open one of these in a sense. I mean, as much as one could actually open. But the guy who I purchased these from at the flea market said that he bought out a storage unit from a woman who used to own or I guess manage a gift shop at Kings Island. Kings Island's a amusement park outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. So I guess they had a bunch of stuff in storage for several years, and he bought it out. So kind of an interesting thing. Now, trying to figure out which one to open. I don't know, for some reason, I think I like this color scheme the least, maybe because it has 2 different types of purple. This one's, kind of cool. I think this one's certainly more vibrant. I do like the blue and the green on this one. I'm really torn. So what I'm going to do is close my eyes and juggle them around to decide which one of these I'm going to open. So let's see. I'll say whichever one is in my right hand in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the green, purple, and blue. And I left it the chance. I kind of like this one better. I might, even though I did that, I think I'm just going to go ahead with this one. Now, again, there's not really much to open. I mean, it's kind of looped in there, so I'm just going to snip the card here. And, not only was I excited when I found these at the flea market, because, they're Koosh balls, and how often do you don't really think of that when you, obviously, most of the stuff I collect is, action figures. But this is vintage toy freedom, so this is certainly a toy. You can see those ones there kind of stretched out. But now is officially open, and, I thought this was a cool fun, different toy to open and show for all the viewers here on YouTube. So not a whole lot to say about this. I kind of told the story a little bit. It does have an interesting story if you go online and read some more. Time Magazine named the Koosh ball as one of its top 100 toys of all time. So that's another fun fact. And yeah, so there was just, there's just a lot of different Koosh. I think I just had a standard, probably regular size Koosh ball. I feel like I might have had a small one. I don't know if I had a Kooshkin or not. I might have. I feel like I think they made like Looney Tunes ones as well. I feel like I've seen those. So you can see this guy, him being, he wasn't really sealed in a prison. He was more chained, right? So I always talk about how these toys, some of the things that I've opened being sealed in a plastic prison. These aren't really sealed, but more kind of chained, like you would see like maybe like a prisoner in a cartoon who's chained to a wall. So now they're free, and now I can throw it and toss it and hear that Koosh sound. Know that I have an authentic Koosh ball, brand Koosh ball. There was a lawsuit at one point I read online because people were trying to imitate it. So this is and the company was called OddzOn Products. So I have an official OddzOn mini Koosh ball, patented, copyrighted, and trademarked Koosh ball right here that you saw me open 26 years after it was released. So really good condition for being 26 years old, as are all these balls right here. So as it says, easy to catch, hard to put down. Open your toys and play with them.